this video, we will discuss the testing, dry fitting, cutting, and mounting of the Auragami Light Sheet. It is essential to test the light sheets at several stages throughout the installation process. Trust us when we say that it is extremely important. It is far better to discover an issue before a forward-facing material is placed and you can no longer access the light sheets. With that said, let's get started by testing each light sheet. This process can be completed quickly and easily. You will need a 24-volt DC power supply, light sheet, and the sheet's compatible power input cable. Plug the power input cable into your light sheet. This connector can only be inserted one way. Once plugged in, check the polarity markings on the light sheet to distinguish which wire is positive and negative. For single color white, the positive wire is the gray striped wire. With power disconnected at the source, use the included WEGO connectors to make the connection from the power input cable to your power supply output wires. Return power at the source. The light sheet will now illuminate. You can test each channel individually for tunable white and RGBW to ensure each channel is functioning properly. Now that the initial testing has been completed, let's plan out the entire Auragami layout by dry fitting the product to the installation area. This important step will help us establish the best location for cuts, folds, and power sources. A well-planned layout will minimize the number of sheets and cuts required, resulting in an optimized installation. When planning the layout, avoid placing two cut edges next to each other when possible. This will reduce the chance of a short circuit. For tunable white and RGBW layouts, all sheet orientation arrows must point in the same direction. Failing to orient these sheets identically will affect the light output consistency of the LEDs. With the dry fit layout complete, let's prepare to make the necessary cuts to shape the light sheets. Ensure power is disconnected at the source before modifying Auragami or the lighting system. Use a sharp pair of scissors or a sharp blade to make precise, clean cuts on the cut lines. Using a dull blade or wandering off the cut lines may result in some LEDs not lighting or cause short-circuiting issues. When using a blade, we recommend first lightly scoring the cut and then using multiple light passes. Pay attention to the light sheet's terminal blocks when making and planning for cuts or folds. If you have a light sheet piece that does not have a terminal block, you will need to make a custom solder connection in order to connect it to your lighting system. Soldering can almost always be avoided with proper planning and dry fitting. If an unused terminal block is in the way of your cut, you may use a pair of pliers to carefully twist and remove it. Auragami single color white and tunable white allow for horizontal, vertical, and diagonal cutting. Due to the design of the sheet's internal circuitry, cutting a single diagonal strip of LEDs may result in certain LEDs malfunctioning. These specific sheets should always contain at least two contiguous diagonal rows of LEDs. Plan to make horizontal or vertical cuts if a single row is required. When making diagonal cuts to the tunable white sheet, we recommend that you cut slightly outside the diagonal cut line. This adds a small degree of tolerance to the light sheet circuitry, ensuring the sheet will operate without issue. In no other situation should you make a cut off the marked cut lines. The Auragami RGBW light sheet may be cut vertically and horizontally down to a single LED group. After completing all cuts, we will need to test the product again. Place them back in their dry fit location and connect the appropriate number of sheets together. Join adjacent sheets with two connectors to assist the flow of current. Up to 8 full Auragami sheets may be interconnected on one 96-watt, 24-volt DC Class II circuit. Make these connections using the included sheet connectors. Simply plug the ends of the connector into the product's terminals. Once connected, restore power to the circuit and check for any issues. After testing all the light sheet circuits, we can now begin mounting. Before proceeding, disconnect the power at the source to ensure a safe working environment. Since we've already established our layout previously, the mounting phase should go pretty fast. Each Auragami light sheet has an adhesive backing. This backing is intended to assist with mounting light sheets, but we recommend that you always use mechanical fasteners to permanently mount the sheets. This is especially necessary when mounting sheets in vertical or overhead applications. Prepare the mounting surface so that it is clean and dust-free. To begin mounting the light sheet, first fold back a small portion of the adhesive backing paper along one edge. Avoid touching the adhesive side. Carefully place and stick it to the mounting surface, pressing firmly along this edge. Slowly peel the backer paper away as you press the sheet down simultaneously. Once stuck to the mounting surface, use mechanical fasteners to secure the sheet. It is a good idea to make your sheet-to-sheet connections as you work, as it can be difficult to reach the product in certain layouts after everything is mounted. When an install requires the use of many Auragami light sheets, we recommend using the Auragami Installation Roller. This specially designed accessory can help speed up installations and will provide more consistent adhesion of the light sheet to the mounting surface. When using mechanical fasteners, it is important to note that any penetration through the light sheet must be made inside the marked concentric circles. The fastener's shank and threads should not exceed the width of the inside circle, and the fastener's head should not exceed the width of the outside circle. Failure to stay within these marked circles may cause a short circuit. Use panhead, domed, or round-headed screws. Do not use self-tapping screws or tapered screws like wood or drywall screws. Never screw the fasteners so much that the head cuts into or deforms the light sheet. Doing so may affect the functionality of the product. If you drive the fastener too far into the light sheet and have issues with it lighting, try cutting out this entire square and inserting the screw into the next closest mounting circle. At this point, you may install the included sheet bumpers to support the forward-facing material. We recommend leaving the light sheets on when installing the forward-facing material to ensure they are working as expected. Do not slide or drag the forward-facing material into place. Doing so may result in damaged light sheets. Carefully set the forward-facing material into place. Pick it up completely if it needs to be adjusted.